This is your year to ring in the deals and ring in the keys to your brand new ride during our Ring in the Savings event at Capital Ford. Like a new 2025 Ford F-250 Super Duty with 0% APR for 60 months. Or a new 2025 Ford Bronco Sport. Just $495 a month lease for 36 months with no money down. This is your year, so drive into 2026 the right way during our Ring in the Savings event at Capital Ford in Santa Fe.
Good evening and welcome to the Pit Press Live. I'm your host for this evening, Ed Nunez. Our usual suspects, Eric Moulton, be producing behind the scenes. My son, Nick Nunez, unable to join us tonight. We're going to recap New Mexico's 80-73 win over Nevada last night. And to do so, we brought on a former Lobo that was there last night and played for Steve Alford from 2009 to 2013, played in 128 games for UNM, averaging 3.1 points per game and 1.9 rebounds per game. Also a former Highland Hornet. Chad Adams, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, man. You know, Chad, before we talk about the game, we're going to it was UNM alumni night last night, and you along with a bunch of Lobos at halftime, Jamal Fenton, we mentioned him, George Scott, Hunter Green, Kenny Thomas, David Coyote. There's a great picture of you and Philip McDonald's next to you. That's next to Jamal Fenton on your left, and then Philip McDonald to Jamal's left. A great event at the Pit last night. They do this every year. They bring you guys George Scott, a lot of ex-Lobos there last night. Tell us a little bit about that. You know, I thought it was great to see all the ex-Lobos of the past, and they grouped you into your own group in your own era. Tell us a little bit about that event last night, and how'd that make you feel being on the floor again?
Man, they do that once a year, man, and it's always a good feeling, man. I mean, just getting to be around everybody and walk back down the pit ramp and everything like that and get on the court, it's just a good feeling, man. A lot of camaraderie and stuff like that. A lot of relationships cultivated over the years, man. So it's just cool having everybody in one area, and we could just hang out and just, you know, just vibe and just talk about memories and things like that, man. So it's definitely a good event that they put together, and we get some nice Lobo gear too. So that's always a plus, man.
I don't know if you're wearing it from last night. Is that the retro gear they gave you?
Yeah, a little retro shirt. I thought it was perfect for the interview tonight, man.
Oh, you know what, Chad? It is, because that Lobo head there, that's old school, man. That brings back. And then the songs they were playing last night, Hammer. Yeah, I was cracking up, man, because I was telling my wife, is that the 90s? And I was like, yes, it is. You know,
yeah. The DJ was on fire last night, man.
You know, it's a changed Pit since when. You know, Chad, man, I was looking back at some of the teams you played with and some of the people you played with. And we'll get to New Mexico's win last night. You know, your former coach, Steve Alford, bringing Nevada, and they're good. They've got a very good team. You know, Coach Alford, and they gave New Mexico everything they could have last night.
They
did.
But,
you know, I looked at some of the there's some good pictures of Eric Moulton took some great pictures of the event last night. But, you know, if you look back on the 2010 team you played that had 30 wins. The 2012 through 2013 team had 29 wins. You played on two of the best teams in New Mexico history. Now, I told you, I'm a Lobo fan since 1970, man. And I remember when Cooper played here. I remember Petey Gibson, Chester Fuller, Pat King was there last night. Pat King was a hell of a player, man. People forget Pat King, but Bob Topper, I go back. Talk a little bit about what it was like to play, 30-5 in 2009, 2010. In 2012 and 2013, 29-6. And Charles Barkley had said that team might go to the Final Four, and I know you remember all that. Tell us a little bit about that era that you played in for the Lobos.
I mean, man, it was magical, honestly. I was coming into UNM from Highland, and at the time, it was early in Coach Alford's career, and they were coming off a conference championship win right before that. So there was a lot of momentum for us going into that freshman year. And then I think that's when we got Darrington Hobson and everything like that, man. And that year was it was a crazy roller coaster, man. But 30-5 was just getting to be a part of that. You know what I mean? I was 18 years old, man. And coming from Highland, I mean, we had some experiences, but that was just on another level, man. So I think that really just showed me what the college basketball scene was all about, and it got me ready for the next 4 years or the next 3 years after that. It definitely did. But I would say my favorite team out of those two teams would be the 29-6 team. Honestly, I feel like I had a really big part in that team's success. And really, man, I felt like we had some really good players, obviously Kendall Williams, Tony Snell, a lot of bucket getters. But I feel like apart from our 30-5 team that had Darrington Hobson that led us in points, rebounds, assists, it was a team effort with that 29-6 team, man. I mean, everybody chipped in top to bottom, and we really bought in, man. And I don't think a lot of people thought we were going to go 29-6 after losing A.J. Hardiman and Drew Gordon the year before that. You know what I mean? So it was just good to see us have that type of season, man. And I think even the year before that, with A.J. and Drew still on the team, I believe we won 28 wins that year, if I'm not mistaken, or 27 wins. So, man, just really good teams all around, man. And it was a great experience for me, man. I still have dreams about it. So definitely something I always remember, man, for sure.
You talked about, gosh, man, think about that. Kendall, Hugh Greenwood. You mentioned the late Drew Gordon, A.J. Hardiman, Jamal Fenton was part of those teams. Just some Alex Kirk. Just some, and Philip. We had Phil McDonald.
Phil
on a couple weeks ago.
We had some talent, man, top to bottom.
No doubt about it. And that's why, I wanted you to come on and talk about that, because look, to me, when, I thought your team, I said this, how many Lobo coaches have won 30 games? None. No coach ever. So Coach Alford belongs. Yeah. And, we'll get into the booing and the ire, and, it made me laugh. I'm more laughing about it still because it's been a while since he's been here.
14 years, man.
Coach Neal come down the ramp, they've got escorts, and the fans let them have it as soon as they see him. As soon as they see him, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I think, and there's an emotional part of it still, because that team, again, Coach Alford left, leaving to UCLA, but that team was, he recruited strongly out of Houston. Phil told us that. He got a lot of players out of Houston. You're a local player, bro. You're a Hornet like me, man. So I was glad to see you, play for UNM. I can't remember another Highland Hornet that played for you. I know my history, man, and I can't remember another Highland Hornet that ever played. And I remember when you played
Mark Walters, right?
What's that? Oh, Mark. Yeah,
Mark Walters. He's the only one I know from Highland that played at UNM.
And you know what? That's my bad for getting that, because Mark is one of the best athletes ever.
Yeah, Mark was a dog, man.
Sure. So Mark, I apologize for that, man, because Mark's a good guy, and also played football at Highland, a dynamic tight end. Very
Mark
athletic.
Is a big dude, man.
Yeah,
really stocky. Yeah.
So you guys are two of the Hornets that I know of, and I might be missing them, but I think it's important to remember the backdrop. Why people might have been a little still mad at. We talked about that on Kenny Thomas Unfiltered. Kenny didn't think they were still mad at Coach Alford. But last night you saw it. He gins that fan base up, man. As soon as they see him, they're they led. And then the other thing was Coach Neal taking over after that, and that didn't work out. So when they see them both, again, they had the most success here of any coach that we've had. They did. Coach Bliss had some success too. 7 state NCAA tournaments when he was here. He had a lot of success. I don't know that he was as beloved or looked at as the way Coach Alford was. Coach Alford was a very controversial figure in that he wasn't probably the nicest to people sometimes, but he was a winner. Wore the red blazer. Nobody wore the red blazer like that guy, man.
That
right?
red blazer came out. He meant business, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I wanted to tell everybody, just tell us what it was like being part of that program for 4 years, man. You're a solid part of that. And what did it mean to you to be a part of that program?
Man, Coach Alford he's a winner, man. Everything about Coach Alford is winning, man. He took the program and just everybody that came into the program, right? I mean, it was a culture, right? There was things that we could and we couldn't do, and everybody knew it. There were lots of rules, but it was a winning culture. And Coach Alford, he was a buy-in type guy. Either you were going to buy in, or you were going to hit the road, and it was that's all it was. You know what I mean? And it was easy for everybody to buy in because we believed in it. You know what I mean? And the wins proved that. And it was a lot of camaraderie, like I said before, man. We're all brothers. To this day, I still talk to everybody that I played with on that team. Everybody, right? I'm still really close with Jamal, with Kendall. We're all really good friends, man. And I think us being so close is what helped translate to all those wins on the court, man. But it was an amazing 4 years, man. Honestly, like, I don't know if we'll ever see another 4 years like that, man. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I have dreams about it to this day. Honestly, man, gives me chills thinking about it. Seriously. Even getting to be in the pit now and walk down the ramp, man, it's just a feeling that you'll never have if you haven't experienced it. You know what I mean? It's once in a lifetime opportunity, man, to play for UNM. It really is. So.
When you played, Chad, the mezzanine was still there, and you had, I think they renovated in 2009, I believe. So it might not have been.
I believe it was my sophomore. I believe it was my sophomore year, if I'm not mistaken. I think my freshman year was still 18,000, and then after that, I think we started the renovation. But yeah, I remember, man, having that all blocked off and everybody having to use the bathrooms outside and all that good stuff, man. But credit to our fans, man. That never stopped them from showing up. We always had sellouts, man. Always. Our fans are the best, honestly. So we appreciate that as the players. We really did.
It's been like, gosh, if you could have seen when Michael Cooper and Marvin Johnson in that team that was 77, 78, ranked fourth in the nation, and all those media seats belonged to the students. I never saw that place. And you had 18,000. I don't care if they played U.S. International. Didn't matter. Every night was a sellout. And, you had guys like Jordan Howard's dad, Willie. Jordan Howard was your teammate at Highland.
Jordan, man. I heard Willie was really good, man.
Oh, my God. He tried to dunk one time against BYU from the free throw line, and he just back rimmed it. And we're like, look at this dude, man.
So he could have finished it.
Yeah. Yeah. Willie was a beast, guy, man. So the fans, I think Lobo basketball, you played, and I wanted to make sure we gave everybody the backdrop about that when you played, because UNM had some of its greatest success, when you were there playing for the Lobos, and you played with, we mentioned Kendall, we mentioned Bairstow, Hobson, that guy was amazing. You mentioned A.J. Hardiman, which somebody might have forgot about A.J. Hardiman. He was a very good back-to-the-basket inside player. You played really with Jamal. You played with a lot of good players, man. Nate Garth. People might have forgotten Nate Garth, Will Brown.
Curtis Dennis?
Yeah, Curtis Dennis is another guy. I looked at the roster. I'm like, I remember Curtis Dennis, man.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Coach Alford filled that roster up, and I thought him and Noodles together worked out. Very good, head coach and assistant coach. Now, Noodles later was not a good head coach here, but he's a good assistant to Coach Alford. And I think I wanted to provide a little backdrop. And just one more question. We'll go into last night's game. What kind of coach was Coach Alford? What kind of coach was he?
Honestly, him and Noodles, man, are like peanut butter and jelly. Like they just go together. Yeah, we were talking about that last night at the game. Coach Alford was really solid when it came to when I was there. Anyways, he obviously did the head coach and everything like that. He oversees everything, right? but he was really big on the defense aspect of the team. So he controlled all of that. He made sure that we were in our sets. He focused on the defensive part as much as anything. And then Coach Neal, he was purely offense. He's a mastermind. I mean, he draws up plays. I mean, even last night coming out of timeouts, out of halftime, even that's Noodles. He's drawing up plays, and it'd be a bucket because he's just a mastermind like that, man. He had the all the plays drawn up all the time, and Coach Alford and him they worked in tandem together, man. And like I said, it's just peanut butter and jelly, man. And they knew how to work off of each other, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? One never got higher than the other. You know what I mean?
Respected each other.
Yeah, the respect is there, man. And they just, they knew how to play good cop, bad cop at times. Like, they know how to get what they need to out of their players. They really do, man. And like I said, that's just a credit to what we could do in 4 years with them, man. You know what I mean? And I think was it 6 years he was here?
Yes.
Total? Yeah, and just if you look at his 6 years, I think he did 5 championships in 6 years, man. It's just crazy. You know what I mean?
Turn the UNLVs into Pit West.
One thing I will say though, one thing I will say though is he is definitely a product of Bobby Knight. I mean, we had the pleasure of meeting Bobby a few times. He would come in because he's like a father figure to Coach Alford. You know what I mean? He's his second dad to him. So he would come to practices, and we got a chance to meet him. But yeah, man, I can't really go into a lot of detail about some of those halftime speeches. But yeah, he's a product of Bobby Knight for sure, man. And yeah, there's some things getting thrown around at times, but he knew how, like I said, how to get a rise out of us, and we responded really well to a lot of that stuff, man. So credit to him, man, for being a good coach, and even more credit to him for not giving up on me, because I mean, as a lot of Lobo fans know, I had some hardships early on in my career, and he never gave up on me, man. And I probably credit a lot of my success in life now to having a college degree and making it through college, and Coach Alford never giving up on me, man. So that's really big, man. And he's always going to be a special person to me for sure.
That says a lot. And I think it's important that people know, again, you mentioned Noodles and, the drawing up of the offensive plays. They worked hand in hand. And the way Coach Alford helped you, get through some hard times you might have had. And if you look at it, Chad, the guy won a national championship, won a gold medal, played for his dad, played for Bob Knight, played in the pros. So when he came in here, he's the man. J.R. Giddings told me one time that when he was playing, he said for 5 minutes straight, Alford cussed about in the huddle, man. But it made him better. It made him better, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like Coach, man. He would. I mean, my senior year, we were fun fact, man. So I started a lot of games my senior year, but going into our senior year, we had that Paradise Jam tournament, and where we had that crazy comeback win when Kendall hit that 3 from the volleyball line, and they got the steal, and him and Tony, I think Tony hit the game winner. It was a crazy game, man. But the game, I think it was either that game or the game before that. Coach got into it with me in the huddle, and I mean, he literally looked at me. He's like, "You will not play anymore," and he sat me down. And I remember I went back to my room that night, and I was out of it. I was like, man, what am I gonna do? Like, it's senior year. Like, I want to play. Like, I got to get on the court. You know what I mean? And he ended up putting me in that next game. I played a few minutes, and we ended up winning. We went to the championship, and I think or the game before the championship, we ended up playing UConn. And he put me in, and I think I got the game-winning charge or something along those lines, man. And it just goes to show, like, the way he would coach. You never knew if you were in or out. You know what I mean? But he made sure he kept you on your toes at all times, man. That was just Coach Alford. You know what I mean? So you had to stay on the bench. You had to stay ready. I don't think it was mind games. He just liked to have people ready at all times. He never, even Kendall was like our top player. You know what I mean? Him and Tony, and I mean, Hugh was one of our top point guards. He never turned the ball over. But even them, they knew their spot could be taken at any minute. You know what I'm saying? So there was lots of battles and practices and things like that were behind the scenes that people didn't see, people didn't know about. But all that stuff translated into a lot of wins. There it is. It is. Yeah. This was one of the craziest. I've been a lot of games, man. A lot of games. This is one of the craziest endings to a game that I've ever experienced in my life, man. And,
I remember that. I remember that game.
Yeah, this was incredible, man. Yeah. So just Yeah, the ending of this game was crazy, man. It's mind-boggling that y'all actually pulled this up so fast.
No,
Man.
that's Eric Moulton. That's our
Yeah,
producer, Eric
good
Moulton.
job, man. Good
That's
job.
amazing. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
yeah, man.
But
Yeah,
I think one of the things, we'll let this play and people will remember this, is that he didn't want anybody to be comfortable. In other
he did
words,
not.
Kendall's the man, Hugh's the man, but you know
Mhm.
what? I'll get on you too.
Yeah, always. And I mean, Kendall, it was always in the news. He'll show up late to a meeting or a workout or something like that. Coach did not take lightly to that. We had a lot of. One morning he brought me and Kendall in to the gym. This is the last story I'll tell, man. But one morning he brought us into the gym. We missed a weight room workout. He ran us on Friday. The whole team ran goal post on the football field for like an hour. We're out there arguing. Everybody's mad at each other, but it's me and Kendall's fault, right? So I'm trying not to say nothing. I'm like, look, everybody's already mad at me. Let me sit to the side, right? So long story short, we made it through that, as a team. And then we had the weekend because that was a Friday workout. So we had the weekend. We all hung out. We might have partied a little bit during the weekend. Sunday, I was hurting. And we got a message, me and Kendall, hey, I want to see you guys at 6 a.m. Be at my office on Monday morning at 6 a.m. Like, okay, cool. So we wake up. We didn't know what to expect, but we're tired, man. We wake up like 5 minutes before we're supposed to be there. We're at Lobo Village, so we skip on over to the pit. He's like, man, the first thing he told us, he's like, if you guys ever have me show up this early to the pit again, ever, he's like, I'll take both your scholarships. Okay, coach. He's like, now go change. Like, dang. So we get on the court and there's cones lined up. And so, man, that was a crazy shot. There's cones lined up and he makes us run the 17. That's sideline to sideline. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going back. We do a 17. He put like 1:05 on the clock. So we get through that. Cool. He's like 10 push-ups. Okay, we knock it out. Me and Kendall were probably the best runners on the team. He knew he had to kill us, so he's like, get back on the line. He made us do 10 17s all the way down the court. Okay. And we had to make time. If you missed time, you had to do it again. Okay. And you could not advance. We did 10 push-ups in between each one. And then when we got to the end of the court, he made us do up and down 33 seconds. It was timed. Full court, right? Then we went back up the court, did another 10 17s, all timed, another 10 push-ups in between. We missed, I think, 4. So we ended up doing 24 of them, 24 17s, 240 push-ups, right? 6 up and downs. It was crazy, man. I mean, we made it through it, but to this day, me and Kendall talk about that. And it was one of the most craziest. I don't know how I made it through it. I think there might have been some tears, there might have been some throw up in the trash can, but we made it through it, man. And that just brought me and Kendall more close to each other. We still laugh about that to this day, but that was the kind of coach he was, man. He made sure that there was no games played whatsoever at any times. So that was why everybody got to see the product that they saw on the court, because it was well-oiled machine, man. He just put it together like that. So
and you can imagine, I read Season on the Brink, about him and Coach Knight one time. I guess he said something to him, and he told Alford, if you ever give me a look like that again, you'll never play. So, they went back and forth too. So, whatever you got, he got 3 times with Coach Knight. Okay, so in that backdrop, let's get to last night's game. Did you have a chance to talk to Coach Alford before the game? Did you get a chance to say hi?
So I was running around with my son all day. I did not get to the game until about an hour before. I got to go up to the Lobo section and talk with all the guys and stuff, but I did not get to see Coach Alford at the shoot around earlier in the day. Noodles, we saw him on the ramp at halftime, man. He comes up, he hugs all of us. Cool. So we're looking for Coach Alford. I didn't see, did anybody saw how he got up to the locker room at halftime?
I didn't see
him.
Yeah.
Nobody saw him run up the ramp. We all looked at each other like, where's Coach Alford? And we were like, maybe he teleported up to the locker room because nobody saw him at halftime, man. So I did not get to run into him yesterday, but it's definitely all love, man. And we still keep in touch every now and then. We'll shoot a message to each other, stuff like that. So
that's good. And that you guys still have a good relationship. Okay, Chad, let's break down the game last night. You were there, and have you been able to watch UNM play very much this year?
Yeah, I've watched a few games. Yesterday was my first one in person, but I've seen them a few times this year, man. I've been pleased. I mean, I know we got a lot of new players. Pretty much the whole team is new, man. And they came in and they got after it right away this season, man. You know what I mean? And Hall, that man is a problem. I mean, I would love to be able to tell you who I can tell you who he plays like, but just watching him in person yesterday, he plays kind of slow, but he just like kind of rocks you to sleep, man. And you never know when he's gonna shoot it. He just lets it go. You know what I mean?
Quick release.
Yeah, quick release, man. Quick release for sure, man. So you got to stay attached to that dude at all times, man. You have to, man. I'm not surprised he had 19. He should have had 30 last night, man.
He was okay. He started off a little bit slow and then heated up. And to your point, Nevada led by 6, and then Coach Olin called a timeout in to start the second half. But okay, you mentioned Jake Hall. Uriah Tenet had a good game, another good game, 13 points, 3 threes and 2 steals. JT Rock, Antonio Chol. We keep looking at him with the body and everything he has, and sometimes we feel like he should give the Lobos more. But they're winning. Okay, they're winning. Exactly. What has impressed you about? Remember, you just said it. New roster, a new coach. Coach Patino had won 20 games three years in a row. So you're figuring with the new coach and a new roster, there's going to be a drop off. And instead, UNM is 16-4 and 7-2, and will face UNLV on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. What's impressed you about Coach Olin?
Just the way he's able to bring his team together in such a short amount of time, man. I mean, that's unprecedented. Like you have a whole new team. You came to a new school, new state, new fan base, everything like that. So all the outside stuff outside of the team, on top of having to put the team together, do the recruiting, put your coaching staff together, put the game plan together day in and day out. I mean, he's done an incredible job, man. I mean, first year, he's on a roll right now, man. He really is. I'm kind of excited to just see how the year ends and see what he can do to finish out conference and then the conference tournament, man.
I think a lot of Lobo fans are excited, and I thought one of the things that you mentioned, the guys you had, and the talented guys, Williams, Snell, Bairstow, talented. They're going to get the scores. Williams could, Snell could. They'll get the ball and go downhill and score. Darrington Hobson was another one. But this team, I think, is a little bit different because you mentioned Jake Hall. Now, he broke the freshman record, 59 threes that Kendall had. He broke
Kendall's record, man. I seen that.
Yeah, so but you look at him, Chad, and he doesn't wow you with his athleticism or jumping ability or anything, but that shot fake. And he's got the confidence. And I thought one of the things he did last night, he wasn't hitting from the wing. He relocates and hits one at the top of the key. So I think the way they pass the ball, they have a good shot, and they look and make it a great shot. They swing the ball, they drive, they kick. I think the system that Coach Olin runs, these guys are all high basketball IQ guys, and they read and react. I think that their offense is amazing. I think their defense is good too, but their offense they run, I think, is amazing.
The offense is good, man, and you could tell they play off of each other. You know what I mean? And when he started getting hot, you could tell everybody started to feed off of that, as they should, right? But to his credit, like you said, he wasn't hitting in the first half, and he did start to relocate. Even in the second half, he got in the paint. I remember he hit the little jumper, falling away in the paint in the second half when he really started to feel it, man. When you get going like that, it's really important to keep your teammates engaged in the game, right? While you're going off, right? Because you're the one touching the ball, hitting all the shots, right? What's everybody else doing? Everybody else was chipping in, man, hitting the boards, playing defense, all that good stuff, man. So, yeah, I really think the offense was fluid last night. I like the ball movement, man. The ball movement looked really good last night. So, yeah, I was really impressed. I really was.
Nevada had some shot makers, man. That Elijah Price had a very good game. They had some one guy dunked twice in the face of Bullion. But I think even with that UNM having that shot blocker, I think their defense still makes guys take tough shots. They rotate well. And they have their hands in the passing lane. They steal the ball. They score off of turnovers. I thought Albury. Let's get to Albury's shot. The 3 that he shot was he's 1 of 7. He's 1 of 7. Yeah. So if you're Steve Alford, you're probably thinking let him shoot, man. You're thinking go ahead, and he put him ahead by 7. Talk a little bit about Dayton Albury. What's your opinion of him?
I think he's good, man. Just like you said, being 1 of 7 and being able to take that shot, right? Shoot the ball, right? I mean, if you're having a streaky game, you have to still have that confidence in yourself and be able to knock down shots, man. That's what the game is about, right? Especially at this level, having that confidence. And I think he has it, man. He looked really good. I mean, at times last night, right? Being 1-7 on the court, you have to, like I was just saying about the other guys on the court, right? You have to find other things that you can do when you're not hitting shots, right? And I think he was able to do that last night, man. He really looks good to me. He really does, man.
No, he sure did. JT Rock, Chad, 11 points in 9 minutes, and getting better and better each game. What was your opinion of him?
11 points in 9 minutes, man, is great, right? That's really good for the team. When you're coming in and you're putting up points in short amount of time, right? It's getting everybody going around you. It really does, man. And I know a little bit about that because when I would come in the game, right, I'm only taking maybe 3, 4, or 5 shots a game, right? You got to be able to knock those shots down, right? Because you're not getting a lot of looks, and you got to be able to come in and be great on the defensive end of the court. And I think that's what he was last night, man. I really think he was.
I think he's, Kenny talks about it all the time. He's still learning his way in there. He'll have more tools inside. He's got a little jump hook, and I think he's developing more. He's got good hands.
His jump hook looks good. It does. Yeah.
He can stretch a little bit.
How tall is he, man? Do you know?
7'1".
Okay, I wanted to say he was like 7'1", man, but I wasn't sure. He's really long out there, man. He really is. But that 3 that he hit last night, I called that, man. When I seen him flash out and shoot that, I knew that was going up, man. And he shot that in rhythm. He really did, man. So that was a good shot. I knew it was going in the minute it left his hands, man.
It was an exciting game. I'm going to read a comment from one of our great listeners. I was a little disappointed they didn't take advantage of Price being out in the first half and Bill's separation. That's from Steve Singletary, who's we got some loyal listeners, man. We appreciate every one of them. Chad, thank you for your time when you played for the Lobos. The 90s was full of excitement in the pit, and that's again from Steve Singletary. Here's the Chad. Thank you for your dedicated Lobo b-ball service. Your legacy will never be forgotten. That's again from John Romero. So we're getting some comments here online. Chad, we told you we wouldn't keep you long, but I got a couple more questions, and we'll let you go. But Chad, I got to ask you the ceiling for this team. Because Lobo fans, man, there's Gregory Padilla. That's one of your boys, man. Chad Adams, what's good? Lobo, Chad, you know it, man. There's Lobo football coach Eck did a great job this year. He did,
man.
And they're talking about maybe adding on to the stadium. They're talking about a project that's long overdue. Overdue. But back in the day, it was Lobo Lobo basketball, then everything else. But Coach Eck has put Lobo football on the map. What do you think the ceiling is for this team? I mean, they've got to play Utah State still. Utah State almost lost to Colorado State the other night. Boise State struggling. Lobos acquitted themselves well on the road against San Diego State. What do you think the ceiling is for this team?
Honestly, man, I think they can win the conference. I really think they can, man. The ceiling is high, if you ask me. Honestly, I mean, I think they've proven that through the season so far. And it's only time will tell, right? But we have a couple more games left in conference, and then we'll get to the conference tournament here in March, and then we'll see what happens. But I definitely think they can make it to the tournament this year, man, and hopefully make some noise. Honestly, I don't think they're too far off from the team last year, and everybody knows we haven't made it to Sweet 16 yet, man. So I would say that's the goal for any team right now coming through UNM is just crack that game and see what we can do from there. You know what I mean? But I honestly think that they can make some noise in the tournament this year, man. I really do. So
it's kind of funny, man, that you said that about the Sweet 16. There's a nice shot of Dayton Albury. Clayton Shields called Kenny Thomas' show. They're teammates.
Clayton, I met him before.
Clayton, man, man, that brother that guy was good. So he said last night, I think Lobos are going to the Sweet 16. He said that on Lobos Live last night with Kenny. And you're mentioning the Sweet 16 and things, first things first, got to win certain games. Another comment from, I'm sorry, go ahed.
I said, you got to win. I mean,
you got to keep winning.
Everybody thought we were going to steamroll Harvard my senior year, and look what happened. So you got to put the work in, man. No matter what the paper says, you got to go out there and get the W. So
another comment from Mike Exum, another one of our great listeners. I never minded Alford given the opportunity, but feel that Neil destroyed the program trying to showcase an undeserving calling it. Hey, man, people think that. I thought that he was a great assistant coach, but I've really felt, and I've said this before, that when Cullen left, I thought Noodles turned his back on her. I thought he quit on us. I did, and that's neither here nor there. He's not here anymore, he did. Yeah.
My opinion of that, man, and I mean, just being honest. I mean, I'm grown now. I could be completely honest about that, not being a part of the program no more. I think Cullen was a great player coming out of high school. He really was. I think he could have been a really good player at UNM, but I think at the time, I think it might have just been good for him to kind of take a back seat, you know what I mean, and just kind of ease his way on into the program, which pretty much a lot of us did coming in. I mean, you know what I mean? That was just and I think that was expected from the older guys, you know what I mean? So I think it kind of did create a little rift in the program with him being forced into the starting lineup. And then, I mean, a lot of turnovers and things like that happening and playing through that stuff. He had a long leash, you know what I mean? And I think that did rub some people the wrong way. And like you said, once he left, I think it kind of soured after that with Coach Neal, you know what I mean? But man, had Coach Alford stayed here, I think Coach Neal would have stayed here under him the whole time, man. I think that could have been really good for the school in general. You know what I mean?
They would have been on top for a long time. Everybody says that.
They probably have a statue of both of them outside right now, man, for sure.
You know what? Somebody said that if Coach Alford had made a Sweet 16, there would have been a statue out front there. And
I think so, man. Yeah. They would Coach K him for sure, man. They'd have a shrine of him outside for sure.
Coach Olin and him are so different. Coach Olin is more of an introvert, and Coach Alford wears it well, right? Wears the blazer. He's the man when he walks in the room. He's the man, and he lets you know he's the man. That's a great picture there of Coach Olin and Coach Alford. I got to ask you one more question about that Harvard game, and people want to know, man. Was it known that he was going to Coach Alford was leaving the UCLA before that game? We asked Alex Kirk.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
Thank you.
Lobo Nation.
People still say that. Everybody still knew. Okay, there it is.
We did not know. I mean, in the locker room after the game, we didn't know. Nobody knew. We were in the locker room shedding tears, and I mean, even nobody knew. So I think that was, forget what day the game was, but we got back to UNM and we had a meeting that next morning, and we go sit down. And I mean, I'm a senior, so I knew I had played my last game. I'm not really a part of the team anymore. I'm here, but I'm done. You know what I mean? So that was really a bitter moment for me. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of focused on that, worried about that, me and Jamal. And they called the team meeting. I think me and Jamal actually said, hey, we're not going. I mean, this is super early in the morning. We just got back. I'm kind of mad about the loss. I don't think I went to that team meeting, man. And that's where they found out. They found out at the team meeting that he was leaving. I might have went. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But either way, the team meeting is where he announced what was going to happen. That's where everybody found out. And there was, as you can imagine, a lot of mixed emotions, man. A lot of mixed emotions. Nobody knew. So I think that's really what led to Tony making his decision that he wanted to go into the NBA that year. He did not want to stay an extra year and play for Coach Neal. I know that much. So yeah, man, it was an abrupt decision. I think they got a hold of him. Nobody knows how, but they got a hold of him, man. But how can you blame him? It's UCLA, man. It's a great opportunity, lots of money. I don't think he wanted to leave Lobo land the way he did. It was a really bittersweet thing for him, I'm sure. But it's a business, man, and you got to do what you got to do. I kind of understand Lobo Nation being sour at him, but at the same time, he did a lot for us, man. He really did. He brought a lot of happiness, a lot of championships. He really put UNM on the map again. He really did, man.
He absolutely did. Yeah,
he did. So
that's fair enough. My son wanted me to ask you.
A lot of thanks to him for that, man.
Yeah, my son wanted me to ask you this, though. He's not. He was unable to join tonight. But do you think that it's too much now? It's like, in other words, Lobo fans should leave that alone. Do you think there'll be a time when they see him, as long as he's at Nevada, that they don't boo him? I'm thinking they're never going to forget. I thought maybe the ire would be a little bit less, but my wife and I were like,
man, I don't know. Lobo Nation seems like they're unforgiving when it comes to that, man. Hopefully at some point they do. I mean, you never know. I mean, maybe one day UNM will try to bring him back if there's a coaching change. You never know. I know some people wanted UNM to reach out to him this time when there was a vacancy. So you never know, man. But I would like to see UNM kind of ease up just a little bit. But like I said, I get it. I totally understand, man. I get it. So
there's another comment there. Mark my words, Steve Alford will one day be the Lobo coach again. I wish Chol, who was athletic, would play a bit like Willie Howard. And believe me, when he says that about Willie Howard, that guy was tore rims down, man. Now, your teammate Jordan Howard was very good, but he wasn't mean. Willie was a monster. Willie was really mean, aggressive. Nothing against Jordan. Jordan was good too, but the old man was. And there's another comment I take Alford back if he left. And again, Coach Owen's the coach here. We're just reminiscing. UNM has moved on. He's moved on. There's another comment. Chad Adams, you all had a great squad when you played. I remember watching all your games, all love. Real quick, and we're going to let you go here, but I remember too, because I reffed a lot of your games in high school. I'm a former Hornet, but you had Marcus Franco King, Eric Watson, Daniel Molina, Jordan Howard, Dylan Houlihan, Keontae Scales. I was so mad when we lost. I mean, I could be a fan that night because I wasn't reffing, right? And I talked to your coach yesterday.
That was tougher than the Harvard loss.
Yeah, I was at Highland yesterday watching Highland play La Cueva, and Coach Brown was there. And we brought it up, and he's like, he blamed himself because he got a tee with 3 minutes left. But, there's other things that happen. And you guys held Ronnie Daniels to no points that he said he didn't even score.
He did it, man. You know what set that off in a chain of events was that double foul that I got with Ronnie, man. I was down there tussling with him in the post, and I was trying to post him up. And credit to him, he got the double foul on me, man. And I think that really, because I started off the game strong, and that just threw us all the way off, man. And I was in foul trouble. I didn't even get to start the third quarter, man. At a halftime, coach had to sit me on the bench because I think I had 3 or 4 fouls coming out of halftime. So it really just put a kink in what we were trying to do that night, and it was still a close game. We still had a chance coming down the stretch, man, and that tech did hurt at the end, but I get why he got it, because those refs that night, I hate to say it, but those refs were terrible. They were horrible that night, man. They were terrible. I mean, if we could run that back, I've never been able to see a replay of that game.
Never? Really?
I've never saw a replay of that game. For a long time, I didn't want to, but I would love to see a replay of that game now, man, just so I could, in my mind, just reassure myself how bad those refs were, man, because they were not good that game, man. They were really bad. But
very tough.
Great experience. Great experience. I was just happy that we got to get there and have that experience after being knocked out the year before by Alfonso Hubbard and Gallup at home. So, I mean, I was just happy to be able to make it. And lucky for me, I was able to play in the pit after that, and it wasn't my last go-around. So I think out of everybody that played on that team, I was the lucky one because it wasn't the end of the road for me, man. You know what I mean?
No. And, like I said, I'm a Highland historian. I'm the chairperson of the Highland Hall of Fame. And the team that you guys had in 2009 was absolutely one of the most talented teams Highland's ever had. No doubt about it.
A lot of records, man.
yeah, there's no doubt about it. Chad, before we let you go, tell Lobo fans, I know you're involved with an insurance agency and you're doing some basketball work with Jamal Fenton. Tell us about it.
All right, hey, you guys, to let you know, just in case I get cut off, my laptop might die. I don't know though. But with that being said, I'm an insurance agent. I'm here. I'm serving the community. You guys, I work. I'm as an independent agent. If anybody ever wants to reach out to me, I don't know if I can give out my information on here, but yeah, I'm in the community. I do insurance. If anybody ever wants some, get in contact with me. I'll help you guys out. I do coach still with Jamal. We have a program called FFA. It's Fit Fundamentals Academy. It's his program. He's been doing it for a really long time. We have a lot of kids, 5 years old all the way through high school, man. And we're doing a lot in the community and trying to give back, man, and teach these kids how to play basketball at a high level. So we've been doing that, and we're still taking members. So if anybody wants to get in contact with us and find out how to get your kid involved, go ahead and reach out to us. We would love to help out. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing these days, man. Stay in the community and trying to serve the community, man, and just be a part of it. You know what I mean? And just stick around, help out, do basketball stuff, man.
Yeah, you're still staying busy there. Before we close the show out, don't forget, follow us on X, YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and also follow us on our website. For producer Eric Moulton, my son, Nick Nunez, who couldn't join us tonight, Chad Adams, the former Lobo who played in from 2009 to 2013. Chad, we can't thank you enough, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Love to talk to you guys again.
Yeah, we'll get it done for sure. Good night, and thanks for watching the Pit Press Live.
Good night.